Mackers, we are under attack. We are the underground resistance. Common sense is our only weapon. Shh, 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 shh. Do you hear something?
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Broadcasting live from Florida, Europe. This is the most badass broadcasting
like a fucking pacemaker.
So I am Tommy C. This is Shot from the Point, and I'm rocking this all by myself. No Doc, he's a busy boy. I guess everybody's out to lunch. But have I got the show for you nonetheless? I certainly I need those guys, but I don't need them today. Sounds German. Nerd City is a wife beater. He must have took the joke for the factual statement. It's your own damn fault, by the way. Yeah, Nerd City is a stone liar. There's no doubt about it. And let me give you something that's going on behind the scenes. Even though there were no DMs leaked, when that goofy group of jackass grandstanders, the NCO, allowed him to be kicked out by none other than Nerd City himself, proving once and for all that the guy can't take any kind of criticism. We saw it with Nick in his first video back in 2018 when he wasn't rude at all, and you can see it with both of Willie Mac's videos, which in my opinion were very light as far as calling him out, and I could promise you I'm not going to use the same language. I am not going to try to be the bigger man. I am not going to curb my speech at all. That's right. Willie Mac was kicked out of the group because one of the group chat, if you block somebody or soft block somebody, soft block being turn it off, Willie Mac was kicked out of the group. There was no fight. There was nothing. It was just, I kicked you out because you criticized YouTube's Golden Boy, and there's a lot of people in there with their cock or their hands firmly gripped around Nerd City's tiny cock, giving them big, slobbering blowjobs. You know the group of people I'm talking about? Yeah, I bet you do. The same people that were either complicit or outright helped Keemstar paint another content creator as a pedophile. At very least, they all looked the other way until Nick DiOrio exposed it all of it. So that's the kind of people that we're dealing with in the Nerd City realm. The type of people that Shot from the Point is against. We want to show you the commentators in this platform are, they cannot pass their own purity tests. They cannot take criticism even though they can dish it out. They are completely unself-aware and will pull any kind of strings they can. Look at the video. One of the reasons I wasn't going to do this today, but I looked at the video. It's only got 5,000 hits. 5,000 hits. Completely. I'm not saying Willie pulls 100K every time, but I think it's really suspicious. It's not even disliked as the first one. I think it's really suspicious that this thing it looks like it's being suppressed. And is it really so tinfoil of me for a guy who is so thin-skinned? So thin-skinned that he has to kick Willie out of a chat group when he, self-admittedly, has YouTube buddies. He's talked about it. He says he talks to YouTube. Had Willie's video suppressed? I would like to ask him that question. I'm sure it's an easy no. I could never prove it, but we do know he's capable of pulling strings like that. He was able to do it in a chat group. That's the kind of guy Nerd City is, which also brings into question his next up-and-coming project with Colossal is crazy. You have to take it, at least his side, with a grain of salt. Are we hearing the truth about J-Station 100% from Nerd City? We know he couldn't do it with Lele-Pons, and we know he was deceptive with Jake Paul. We know that 150%. Why not do it with J-Station? J-Station's so hated, and Lele-Pons was so hated. You're going to have people just stick up for him because they can't stand them. It doesn't matter whether the truth comes out of his mouth. He promoted Lele-Pons as she was making pornography. And he told A group of people. He actually told me, well, I'm telling you as a father, aren't you glad you're notified as a father? He told me that this girl is giving borderline pornography to my daughter, and it turned out to be a lie. A lie, a stone fucking lie. And when called out on it, he said, oh, that was just hyperbole, a joke over your head. But we can show you a tweet where he actually used, excuse me, the fact that it was pornography or softcore porn as a defense back in January. It only changed when Willie Mac put out his first video. It only changed. So they had him kicked out of the fucking little, the meat parade crew. They had him kicked out of the fucking little. Shut the fuck up. They had him kicked out of his little meat parade. The type of people that he wanted me to kiss their ass. Guys like I Am Alex after they're running around ruining people's lives. We know that he's capable of it. It just depends where you are on the ladder. An absolute clever social climber to the bone. Most of the times when we have social climbers on YouTube, we're very much used to be, it's very much on the surface. Nerd City is much more creative than that. He really goes out of his way to cover it up. It is repulsive. So anything you see from this guy in the future, I don't care if it's a blemish on some e-girl's fucking nose. It is more than obvious that you can't trust this guy at all whatsoever. And we're going to go over Willie's video, and why not? It's already seems to be being suppressed right here, right now, and I'll watch it with you. All right, there we go. That's it. There's my openly monologue. There's my rant, and this is Willie. And by the way, most of this video is a response to Nerd City's comment in his last video. He actually got a good video out of that. You know why? Because Nerd City lied. Outright lied. It's really amazing. Go ahead.
I have to say, after dropping my last video on Nerd City, I was worried that I would get absolutely decimated for going after commentary's golden boy. But as it turns out, it was a huge W. Most of the comments agreed with me on the simple premise that a YouTuber should be held accountable for their dishonesty and the misinformation they put out. However, it's just too fucking funny seeing his fans spaz out, make excuses, and just like him, play dumb and change the subject when called out. Nerd, your arguments suck no matter how many LED lights you have on in the background. And whose comment better to start with than Dr. Degenerate himself? Now, if you haven't seen my last video, you should. It's a pot roast of the most delicious proportion. Pointing out hypocrisies, oversimplifications, and just dunking on them. Incel and degeneracy is the flavor of the month. And
I really didn't even think he dunked on him that much in the first video.
Unsurprisingly, the same guy who lied and misled people in his exposed video is also trying to do the same thing in his comments. Or he's just stupid. I don't want to rule anything out. So we're gonna break it down.
I don't think he's stupid at all. I think I think that this is I mean he's sort of like a TMZ reporter. He's just he's a sensationalist. And he has this reputation of being this grounded guy. He's really no different. And I'm going to let Willie Mac actually say. I was just about to steal one of his comments.
Down piece by piece. His comment jumps to different points a lot. We'll get to them all, so bear with me. As you know, the softcore porn line was a joke. Hyperbole for humor. I went hard on Nerd when it came to the line.
Ray-lej's video is a softcore porn about statutory rape.
In fact, I would go as far as to say that if that really is just a joke, then my video is massively tone deaf and makes me look incredibly hypocritical. Which, by the way, a lot of his fans would agree. So let's watch his video again to better understand this joke.
Ray-lej's video is a softcore porn about statutory rape.
The classic softcore porn statutory rape accusation. Everyone laughs at that one. It's even funnier when you leave out the main plot to her skit.
First one to get him to kiss you on the cheek wins.
Your own fans even seem to be left out of the joke. But let's continue.
During gym class, the sexy educator pits the students against each other in a no-rules, dirty dancing competition. Whoever's dancing turns him on the most gets to bang him.
You wow me, you get all of this.
This is the part of the softcore porn joke where you never explain that it's a dream sequence and you continue to lie by saying it's all about banging him when it's not.
Ray-lej, shoeless and now braless at school.
The classic shoeless and now braless joke. I like this one because it makes you sound like a foot fetish incel.
Adult teachers who prey on their underage students are a horrific concern for parents.
Yes, but it's the students going after the teacher, not the teacher preying on the students.
And that's important. That's important because a lot of his argument is this is a concern for parents. You know, these creepy guys that sleep with their fucking students, or in some cases, women sleeping with 13-year-old kids. We've seen that before too. Why are they always hot? And why is my English teacher never laid me? And why was she 108 years old? That's what I want to know. No, that's what people are concerned about. It literally never happens once. It never happens. It never happened. You can scream to the top of the mountains in the highest peaks to some of these Nerd City fans. And they keep, I mean, that's somebody, I'll show you somebody that did it today on my Twitter timeline. Still using the statutory porn rape argument. Unbelievable. It never happened. It was never statutory rape. It was never, was it sexually suggestive? Possibly. But I gotta be honest, I don't care if my daughter watches that shit. It's just shit. This is unbelievable.
The teacher is nothing but respectful in this skit. You've twisted the entire narrative to make it sound worse than it is over and over again. At what point is this no longer a joke?
Softcore porn about statutory rape.
Because to me, it seems like you've only changed your stance on this being a joke only after I roasted you for 20 minutes. You back your point up repeatedly throughout your video, and you do so in classic Nerd City fashion by citing pornographic law.
In smut videos, the student-teacher dynamic is typically set in college, wink wink, and feature adult characters.
He actually uses examples of pornography to get his fucking point across. When called out on it, he says, it's just hyperbole. Then why use this? Unbelievable.
Or else it's asking for trouble from the Department of Justice.
The softcore porn line was a joke. Hyperbole for humor. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Your entire video backs that point. You might be able to fool your audience by turning on some fancy lights and using a stock vaporwave background. But you're citing the law to back up that statement.
Or else it's asking for trouble from the Department of Justice. She
was never, ever, ever in violation of any fucking kind of sex law, much less child porn. Ever. Not even close.
Justice.
The XXX internet is often portrayed in the media as a hedonistic playground where there is no urge to deprave. Remember, he cited this in the video and later told us that it was a joke that went over our heads. To capture on camera, a place where the only limit into scene's filthiness is the director's imagination. But even the smuttiest of smut peddlers, does fucking this bitch qualify as something like this? And is this even, first of all, you fucking lied!
The softcore porn line was a joke.
Impossible. But it gets worse.
Hyperbole for humor. It's not a joke. It was never a joke. If you were confused with the joke, we already sorted it out ages ago. Nerd City.
Yeah, they did. Watch this. This ends any kind of debate of being a joke and proves him to be a liar.
He is referring to an exchange on Twitter we had a few months back. I posted, Nerd City is like one of those Christian moms who takes rap music literally. Nerd replies with, what do you call a high school teacher having sex with their adult male teacher?
Bang, it's over. You're a liar. That's not what happened in the video. And when called out on it, he said it was just hyperbole. What do you call a high school teacher having sex with their adult male teacher, Willie? And you know what? I'll tell you something private. When he had a conversation with me, and I said, look, guys like Willie and Nick are going to fucking call you out for what you did. I think it was dishonest. He was like, well, I would like to see them defend that type of smut. We don't have to defend smut. We don't have to defend any of it. You lied. It didn't happen. There was no smut. There was no porn. It was a sexually suggestive teen video in a dream sequence. And it's really, really, really not all that taboo. It's taboo to close the deal for a young girl to have a crush on a young teacher. It's not. Guess what? I got a secret. I'm going to expose my father. I'm here because of that scenario. I am literally standing here. My father dated my fucking mother in high school. I wouldn't be here. That's what happened. Yes. Soon as she got out of high school, he whisked her off the Florida Keys and married her. By the time she was 20, she had me. It's not that out of the realm. She had a crush on her teacher. I guess my dad took her up on it. What are you going to do? Put him in jail now? Holy Christmas. Papa C exposed. Yeah, he's 72. He doesn't give a fuck. She's a senior. She's 18. There you go. It's not even that out of the realm of possibility. It's not even that. It's nothing.
Willie, is this still a joke? Is this still...
You defended yourself with... You couldn't wait for us to go after him on this because he was going to go back and say, you're defending porn to children. And he was like, I dare you guys to do that. Well, it turns out we didn't even have to do it. It's unbelievable. I am a product. Well, I'm not a product. She had me when I was 20. Come on now. But yeah, it eventually led to that.
Part of that hyperbole that I'm not getting. All the comments saying I'm not getting his joke, don't worry, I won't make you apologize. The Willie Mackers
My mother had me when she was 20, let's be clear.
welcome everybody. Come on in, you're welcome back. We forgive you, you stray, dumb puppies. I respectfully replied, again, just how I see it. You homie, but I don't think this is a very honest or legit criticism of Ray-lej. I'm sure she's not pro-statutory rape. Nerd then says,
Mayor of Ohio, your daddy's literally worse than him.
Before Ray-lej wisely deleted the video, many of the top comments were things like, is this porn? This feels like the start of porn. Shame you can't let all those kids know they were being dishonest. Really? You think kids are making those comments? We're talking about the legal definition of children, meaning under the age of 13.
9-year-olds.
Bro, 9-year-olds are not leaving those comments. What kid watches porn, references porn? They don't. Those comments obviously come from adults or at least teenagers. Using your own research, most of her videos are rated teen, where less than a quarter are rated PG. For fuck's sake, her book is about high school and is listed in the young adult section.
Listen, you know, it's something. Anybody, like, if I do partly kid stuff and partly adult stuff, I mean, these are YouTube channels. Channels have different types of content with them. And since there is no current rule on YouTube that rates things rated R, PG-13, guess what? Nobody's breaking terms of service, and apparently nobody's breaking the law either. The only people COPA has went after are those channels like Ryan's Toy Review or whatever the hell it's called. So he was even wrong about that. He used, and denied it, by the way, on this show, the COPA thing and saying she was in violation of it. They're not even going after her. They even mentioned just because you have children watch your content doesn't mean you make kids content. Like, he was wrong about everything. And he had to lie to get his thing over and try to tell me that Ray-lej Pons is making, like, the shit that used to be on, you know, HBO when I was a kid after 1 in the morning. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I tell you something. You want to talk... I saw stuff about that had sexually suggestive on MTV when I was a kid, when I was underage. Watch. Oh, let me go. Madonna? All the rap videos I watched? What? Was that pornography aimed at children? You can't censor everything. I can't stand for people. I cannot stand for people accepting sex with two people that are not the exact same age. I mean, you can't do this. We can't sit there, and even with this upcoming J-Station video, you guys got to think when this video comes out. Yes, his stuff is aimed at kids. There is no doubt about it. But if we start saying, well, your stuff's aimed at kids, so you can't do it, and you need to be off the fucking website, you know, this could be used as a weapon for absolutely anybody, and I think that's the goal. Willie Mack was kicked out of his group because he didn't follow the greater commentary community who was silent when they were trying to smear Just Destiny. That same group of people. If you don't fall in the line, you ain't going to make money on this site. So this is just the beginning. And if you think Nerd City's not pro-regulation now, wait to see it. This is only going to get worse. This is only going to get worse. It's not going to be my fault. It's not going to be Willie Mack's fault. And the only way you're ever going to get a foothold on anyway, if you go suck him off and give him a big, sloppy, veiny, saliva-filled blowjob. That's what he wants it. That's what he means when he's talking about, oh, his commentators getting along. He means under control. Under fucking control.
Never sorted this out on Twitter. That's literally why I made the video.
Hey, thanks, 8 Thoughts. I got cancer, though, but it's all right.
And yes, Ray-lej's videos were deleted months, and in some cases, years before your video was uploaded. You're criticizing her for videos that no longer exist and are saying she's in violation of laws that haven't been implemented yet. that literally
Eight Thoughts loves a good cancer joke.
makes no fucking sense. I see this video as you trying to have it both ways. Does Lele make edgy satire for kids, or is it not edgy and not for kids? I feel like you're getting our videos mixed up, cause I was very clear. Our videos are about sneaking into bars underage, mean high school teachers, relatable college skits, and getting back at your cheating boyfriend. What about that relates to or targets 9-year-olds? Doesn't that sound like it's meant for teenage girls or college students? Those all look like adults. In fact, I found this same clip and most of them are, or at least teenagers. What was confusing about that? Using your own numbers, I think Lele makes videos for teenagers. I did not argue that Lele makes edgy videos for kids. You argued that.
She also actually makes some singing. She had I will say that I don't like Lele. She had a beautiful voice. And she does that very sexualized Latina stuff that South American families more than happy to show their fucking kids. They're more than happy to show their kids that. I don't, these things, I put Nerd City in like a collar, like he was a priest. I don't believe that. I don't believe he gives a fuck about that. I don't think he gives a rat's ass about the kids. This is about control. This is about sensationalism. This is about power. This is about moving up the ladder and having control. I want it to be the new printing press, and I want to be in charge of the printing press. God.
She makes videos out of early childhood topics and interests, like the Tooth Fairy.
One member of the group that no one gives a shit about. There's no holiday for me, even though I've worked every fucking day.
See, most common
that was aimed at kids.
sense people are able to grasp that just because you have a childhood character in your video does not necessarily mean the video's for kids. For instance, she swears.
Thanks so much. Love the content comic you did, Justin. Thank you, Justin.
Swearing, you dummy. You still think that video's for kids?
Bitch, I give you money.
Or is it not edgy and not for kids? Guys, I think he's learning. Now, I'm not saying that Lele has 0 kids that watch your video. We are all on the internet and all of us have a child audience to some degree. But the
Thank you. As a Mexican, Tommy is right. A lot of Spanish media is sexualized. Oh, God. The bitches that do the weather got big tits and nice asses. I used to watch Telemundo, and it was great. I never knew what the weather was, but I got a nice big fat ass. And guess what? I was underage. I was 14, and I watched the Spanish lady. And Acapulco. And it was great. It was fucking great.
FTC and YouTube understand that. That's why the FTC clarifies content isn't considered directed to children just because some children may see it. If the FTC and YouTube don't think Lele's for kids, why do you get to overrule them? You've shown that she's followed by multiple YouTube executives. What intel do you have that they don't? And here's the most annoying part of Nerd's comment. Why did you cut the part where the teacher says, whoever wows me the most gets all of this? Referring to the Daydream segment of Lele's video. And I kind of get what he's saying. When criticizing somebody else's work, you can't take the entirety of their video and put it in yours. You simply don't have enough time. So you gotta make cuts somewhere. But the difference is, my omissions of your video doesn't fundamentally
I never jerked off once, not as a teen boy, especially as a teen. Yeah, right.
change what you're saying. I let you speak.
Class full of female students start acting like animals in heat. The
I learned this. I hate to say this, and I'm the first one to fucking put a fucking European in line, but there is some truth to this. But you can add the British to this, and remember, our country is really spawned from Britain. America is prudish. No one in Europe, South America, and Africa care about kids seeing slightly sexualized stuff. And remember, slightly sexualized stuff. Nobody wants their kid watching porn in any culture. In any culture. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And that's not what's going on here. But yeah, America's uptight, and you know what? The Brits are right behind them. There is nobody more prudish on this website than the fucking Brits. Nobody. Look at the British commentators. Softcore. Why are you making fun of me, Nori?
They see their teacher and then fight amongst themselves over who's gonna sleep with them first.
I let you back up your points.
During gym class, the sexy educator pits the students against each other in a no-rules, dirty dancing competition.
Anybody want to know why fucking Nerd City finds what he finds sexy about that educator? I do.
Whoever's dancing turns him on the most gets to bang him.
I even left her shaking her boobs.
I mean, he literally said that. And he's saying that's a joke, that if they win the contest, they get to sleep with the teacher. There is no truth to that. There is none. When called out on it, again, he said it was hyperbole. When you look a little closer, it wasn't hyperbole in January.
Circled it. But your omission completely changes the narrative of Lele's video. You never explain how it's about a kiss on the cheek.
First one to get him to kiss you on the cheek wins.
Or that the dance
Not even a makeout, not even a kiss in the mouth. A kiss on the cheek. My God.
Competition was a daydream. None of this happens.
You okay?
You then say it's the teacher who's preying on the students, and that never happened.
Adult teachers who prey on their underage students are a horrific concern for parents.
If you want to criticize
Americans are probably the most prude about nudity sex. Brits just bitch more.
Lele's videos,
I got to be honest with the Brits. I hung out with the soccer crowd. A lot of guys over here. They're Irish, English, Scottish, and they're usually big like Liverpool, Man U fans, and of course classical Celtic. Handful of Ranger guys. Teachers who prey on students take advantage of their
That's
of
a
their
lot of
lack
money,
of
I guess,
development. I'm
for
sure
a
there's
person
students
of
who like
color.
teachers that are preying on them, the boys, and then to rationalize their feelings being reciprocated. Yeah, is that really? Yeah, I guess some girls would too. Yeah, it's not that bad. But let's keep this in mind. That sounds a lot more salacious that was in Lele Pond's video, Jadam, and thank you for the $34.99. I do appreciate it. That sounds a lot more salacious than what's going on there. A lot more salacious, what you just wrote. Because it is a very childish stream with a slightly sexualized dance scene where the girl's breast is covered. Oh, well, I couldn't be embarrassing myself here. I might get caught. She did have bare feet. I do apologize.
I am all about it. There's tons of creators who do a great job of it. But represented honestly, you omit the entire plot of her video and then make up your own to make her sound worse.
That's the thing. He made up the plot of her video. How can you trust him to criticize other YouTubers in the future? How do you... I mean, he got away with it. He got away with it. I'll pull you as soon as this is over. He literally got away with this. And he's going to get away with it. You're going to have to get my knob out to prove that I'm not a prude. You're a prude, Colossal. It's you know what? Let's give Colossal a break here. You're a fucking prude. Look, it's your culture. It's the fact that you went to those fucking private schools. By the way, all those private school English kids are prudes. All right, it's just a part of your culture. Like the Mexicans and the South Americans, they don't mind a few asses wiggling around. They don't even care if their kids go to a concert and they see some asses wiggling around. It's not that big a deal. That's intolerable in your culture, and it's okay. Everybody's different. You're a prude.
That is really fucked up, dude. You have over 800,000 people that trust what you have to say.
Fuck you.
And you're lying to them by sensationalizing her content and grandstanding while you do it. That is some BuzzFeed level shit.
Bingo. I want you to watch that again, folks. BuzzFeed level. The people, the Wall Street Journal types, the people that are trying to destroy this platform. The people that did impute or tried to. Listen.
Over 800,000 people that trust what you have to say, and you're lying to them by sensationalizing her content and grandstanding while you do it. That is some BuzzFeed level shit.
Bingo. Bingo. I cut my hair. I can't have grease. What is he writing now? I just didn't want to talk to Tommy Sebi about him fucking his own wife. Yes. I thought I was a prude. Said, no, I was calling you a prude because you wouldn't bang that girl. You told me a story about, oh, I didn't know that this girl, she actually pulled her skirt up and showed me her pussy, and I didn't realize she wanted me to fucking fuck her. That's why I called you a prude. And I can't be greasy. I have no hair.
And seriously, he sweeps his hands down towards his crotch. Are his lips in his pants? You consider that him pointing towards his crotch? I mean, even in super slow motion, I don't see it. I mean, you're right. He is pointing in the vague direction of down. That is so ridiculous. Two content creators busted out laughing when reviewing your video.
A sexy educator pits the students against each other in a no-rules dirty dancing competition. Whoever's dancing turns him on the most gets to bang him.
You wow me, you get all of this.
He doesn't motion towards his penis.
You cut her skit to look innocent, but she still doesn't. I didn't cut her to look innocent, I just let her video play. Sorry if adding that basic context made you look so bad. Look, I don't want Lele deplatformed, and nothing in my video suggests that she should be.
All right, now I want him. She doesn't want Lele deplatformed. Let's talk to Nick DiOrio. Let's put him. He doesn't want Lele deplatformed, right?
Here's the thing. I just want to make this very clear. What that video is, it's like a hyperbolic form. No, I'm not. This isn't sarcastic. It's literally a hyperbolic version of the fact that girls have crushes on their teacher.
Sure.
That's what the video is.
That's all
It's not a teacher being predatory toward a student. It's a girl who has a crush on their teacher having a daydream. It's unfortunately, this might bother a lot of you. It is a perfectly normal thing for a high school girl to do, to have a crush on a teacher. That's why it's relatable. That's why the video does so well. I guess I have to explain jokes to the people who have been apparently making them the entire time.
What do you mean? Nerd City was just being
hyperbolic
hyperbolic when he said they were going to bang each other. He's just being hyperbolic when he said it was a softcore porn about statutory rape, and then sourced an article about pornography to prove that it wasn't hype. Oh my God. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ. And at what point, he is a liar. A liar. It's unbelievably dishonest. The commentary community has taken out smaller fucking YouTubers for less.
Never said you wanted to deplatform Lele. I did, however, show a leaked DM of you going after Lele's money and ad revenue by contacting YouTube. I want us all to be treated.
Yeah, I don't want her deplatformed, but I just want that's deplatforming him. That's deplatforming. If you're going after her money, that's the platforming. Because if she loses that money, look at all the people you want to take out of work. How many people you think worked for Lele Pons? I think it's probably significant considering the size of her channel. You want to put them all at work? You want to put them all out of work based on a lie that she tries to over-sexualize content to kids or pornography, really? Which what you were telling adults, what you were sensationalizing this. Because you know damn well none of your fans watch Lele Pons. It's for kids. It's for teens and kids. So you wanted to sit there, and you sat here and told me, aren't you glad as a father that you know that she's putting out this type of content? And at that point, I hadn't checked the content, and first of all, I was like, no, that's my responsibility, and it still is. But here's the thing. You were lying to me. The content you say exists doesn't exist. That's what I want to drive home. The content that Nerd City says exists doesn't exist. It's just that simple.
Fairly, and Lele has been given so many advantages by YouTube. YouTube's a company. They're gonna have their favorites. If you make money for them, you get pushed. In fact, I acknowledged this in my last video. At the end of the day, YouTube isn't perfect. They're gonna have their golden boys. Some will get better ad rates than others, and we're gonna think some things are unfair. But that's what comes with a free platform. And I think the freedoms far outweigh the consequences.
And if we start using the kid excuse, we're not gonna have a free platform. You know, it's funny. The Wall Street Journal couldn't really do us in. We're doing it ourselves. These are not fucking outsiders or normies bringing these stupid fucking regulations and restraints to YouTube. These are our own people who stuck up for pews in 2017. It's outrageous. Outrageous.
Every time. If you're mature enough to understand that a company-run website won't treat everyone the same, then I don't know what to tell you. If her edgy PG videos got correctly rated to T or up, then her preteen audience coming from the algorithm would be limited, just like yours and mine already is. Again, YouTube's not fair. If you have 100,000 subs, you're favored more than someone with 50. I'm sure if one of us hits 10 million,
and I'm sure he knows that,
subscribers, we'll have the connections that she does. I mean, bro, you have 800,000 subscribers in a direct line to YouTube. You are favored far more than a guy like me. When my videos get unfairly age restricted or striked, it often doesn't get fixed, even though the
I hope Willie releases how under the bar this video is compared to his other ones on average. It's really interesting. I like to see the analytics on that.
Section that's hit comes from videos with millions of views and no age restriction. When you got age restricted for turning another creator into a pair of tits or for charades sucking a dick, which by the way is an obvious joke and should be allowed, you get it fixed. A guy my size doesn't. It's unfair, but YouTube doesn't have the manpower to focus on me. And if parents of preteens—
and should they? This shit's on the internet. You know, it's not supposed to apply to the FCC. I don't want the FCC on the internet. Do you? We got the FTC involved. It's COPA.
watch Lele's content and see all the edgy themes in them, they can make more informed decisions. Can't they already do that? I mean, it is the parent's job to watch their own kid. We live in a society. I agree. Nerd's comment was terrible, so I did actually reach out to him so we could hash it out in person, but unsurprisingly, he declined.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a fucking minute. I thought Willie made a mistake just now. I heard that back and it made no sense. He got the age restriction taken off?
I didn't know that.
What the fuck? Dude, he was in the fucking chat complaining that a YouTube employee told him it wasn't coming off. How the fuck did he go above it? How did he get it taken off? They told him exactly what it was for.
Is it really that tinfoil to me that he fucking called somebody and suppressed this video? Is it really that out of line? He threw the guy out of the fucking chat. He fucking calling YouTube. He's talking to reporters, and all of a sudden, Willie Mac gets about as many views as an average Shot for the Point episode. That makes
he put a
no
naked picture
sense.
of Pam Paul. He was putting the whole video is about ass shaking and boobs, and then that entire segment that he actually got hit for was the Cynic Snack segment.
Okay.
How the fuck did he get? Wait, so he appealed it and then got a second appeal?
Yeah, he's better than us.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's
so you don't think that he will climb the motherfucking walls? You don't think that he'll climb the fucking walls to get what he wants? Considering what he did to Willie today. Is it really so unbelievable? Yes, I'm accusing him of it. I don't know if he did it for a fact, but yes, I'm not accusing him. I am questioning him. Did you call somebody on YouTube to suppress Willie's video? Because we know you're capable. We know he's capable of it. We know he's capable of it.
Dude, I want to see his flag history.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, I would love to see his flag history.
He didn't kick Willie from the chat. So he didn't kick Willie from the chat. So because he just disappeared all of a sudden, Colossal. Because all of a sudden he's not following him either. That's really strong reason to believe he was soft blocked.
Wait, no. Colossal, he literally did. I know for a fact because there's more than one leak. There's not like Willie didn't leak anything.
How could he? He got kicked out. That's another thing I want to talk to Ed because I know these assholes of the NCO are listening. All right, I can find out anything that goes on in that chat, and obviously you kicked out the wrong guy because I still found out. And you guys should know this. You sat by why another guy was being smeared with Keemstar with a fucking false pedo allegation, or you look the other way. And you know what? That went on in your own chat. So what the fuck? That can't go on.
He soft blocked him. He literally soft blocked him. And as soon
that
as
gets
Willie
you
was
kicked
out of
out.
the chat, he ran his fucking mouth, dude.
Sure,
no, it's bullshit. That's
sure
absolutely bullshit. I understand that, like, I don't want to call you out here, but I'm sorry, Nerd wasn't collecting boulders all day. That's not what happened.
And apparently he was talking shit as soon as Willie got kicked out.
It's really convenient. Willie was following him, then he wasn't. And then as soon as Willie leaves the chat, all of a sudden that's when the messages start coming. Yeah. I mean, like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist detective to see
it's not believable. It's not believable. He's bragging about who he's some big shot he's talking to. He'll do anything.
If he didn't soft block him, who did? Somebody own up to it.
Somebody else.
Who soft blocked Willie? And why wasn't he added back if that wasn't the fucking point?
Well, we heard it's because he might leak. Well, guess what? Somebody did leak. It wasn't him. You got the wrong guy. So let me tell you something. All you rats in that big fucking rat's nest over there, all those guys, and you know it, are looking to fucking screw you. You know, you're just hanging around there. You hope the clout drips in your mouth. That's what you're doing. They're leaking on you like crazy. I can literally find out anything that's going on at any fucking time. Ask Keemstar. He did it in your fucking chat.
To me right now on Twitter. He says, "We're not just explaining jokes now, we're explaining how jokes work. You're doing great." Then he links inspirational quotes about jokes. What does that even mean? Or do you just have a DMT moment? Are you seeing space right now, bro? I responded with, "Wish Nerd would just talk to me about it. Refuses to and instead links a reply to Nick. I was not part of that conversation. Don't know why it's relevant to me. And some irrelevant quotes about jokes." Bro, just be part of my next vid so you could clearly explain what you mean. Nobody likes a commentator who can't take criticism. It's literally what our channels are based around. Keem faced criticism with his Onision drama. I'm facing the criticism with my video on you. You screwed up. I roasted you. Either face the criticisms and defend yourself.
I'll fucking kick you out of the chat and fucking call goddamn Wall Street Journal.
Or take it and move on. Because these passive-aggressive tweets and messages in group chats, they don't make you look cool. It's just sad. Because your comment is trash, your tweets are hypocritical, and your philosophical epiphany about
Eight Thoughts. That's apparently exactly what Logan Paul said.
Jokes is just.
He tells the fucking truth, and in order to tell the truth, you have to be like those guys, like Jay Aubrey, and suck people off if you want to get the 800, 100,000. If you fucking tell the truth, you gotta fucking burn some bridges. There's no other way around it.
cringy. I think this should be obvious, but I don't hate Nerd City. Yeah, the dude kinda fucked up, but this is the same channel that's forgiven Logan Paul, I'm Alex, and Monkey Jones. We don't hold grudges. You goofed. Take the heat and improve.
Never.
He has a huge blind following for a reason, and it's because his content is usually really fucking good. But the substance of a video is what matters, and when you're swinging a hostile, frankly stupid audience that has no comprehension of parody or critical thinking, that fails to understand that when I dress up to imitate Nerd City, I'm making a point about his content, and my words aren't meant to be taken literally. How stupid do you have to be to take this seriously? You gotta be responsible enough to give basic context when you're talking about the safety of people's children. Your videos affect people's money, relations, and reputation. It should be fairly simple.
No, he doesn't want it to platform anybody. He just wants them to lose all their money, so they'll be essentially deplatformed.
To understand. If you're exposing someone for a shitty video they made, actually show the video. Don't lie to sensationalize your content, and don't be mad at me for pointing out your scumbag actions.
Bingo. That's it. That's it. Unfucking real. Unfucking. I saw your thoughts and I was gonna pull them. I am just. This is just completely unbelievable. If you could come back, I'm sorry. I can't accept that he didn't lie at this point. He's a liar. It's so fucking clear. If you go at him and say Nerd City, this is ridiculous. You're asking for regulations. He says you're defending fucking this girl sending out borderline pornography. If you point out with the stupidity of that statement, he sits there and tells you it's hyperbole. If you go back and say, wait a minute, you defended that fucking hyperbole with a sourced article about pornography, then he says nothing and kicks you out of a chat. That's not a good guy. That's not a good guy. That's the guy you stay away from. That's the guy that's pulling the strings behind the scenes. That's the guy, that's a deplatformer, and a really snaky one, too. There is no content that he could make in the future unless he comes 100% clean, which would include, I doubled and tripled down when I knew I lied. That will fix this. That's it. Watermelon, you're on the air.
Hey, Tommy, can I ask you a question, like love advice? I need another one.
No.
Okay.
Why don't you ask me about Nerd City?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Call back when some other people call in. All right. Jesus Christ. What? I want love advice when I'm in the middle of a rant. Maybe it's time. You know, the problem is I'll do a love phones, and he'll be the only guy that calls in. Should have called in yesterday when we had Leon Starr on. I almost said Leon Rhymes again. What's the matter with you? Hey, thoughts, you want in? Because I'm done. I am done. I am done. There is nothing more that I can do to convince you that this guy is utterly full of shit in every single way. Every single imaginable way.
Tommy,
hey,
just being a hater. He made one bad video, Tommy. What's wrong with you?
No, he. First of all, because he lied. You want to talk about the stuff that went behind the scenes? He was. He didn't outright say it, but he was leaning on me not to tell Nick not to make a video on him. Yeah,
really?
He was going on about what a friend, how much he cares about Shot from the Point, and then I found out he does that to everybody.
No. Can we be clear? If he doxes me, I'll leave the internet.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I told him, like, look, I think
he accused me of being a fucking doxer.
Before you did it.
I really want to drive that point home.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So I told him. Here's what I said.
And by the way, when we did the there's the doxing thing with the NCO. Fucking radio silence on his end.
Oh yeah.
So apparently the doxing only matters when it's apparently a threat to him.
Yeah. So I told him. I said I think Willie and Nick have legitimate issues. If you want to defend it with video, ignore it. That's entirely up to you. His response was, if they dox me, I will leave the internet.
That's a lot of money.
That's what he said to me.
For a person of
Thank
color.
you, Jan. I'll read it at the end. That's what he said to me, Athos. I shit you fucking not. It was the last time he spoke, and I was getting irritated with him at that point because it's just a constant lying, misdirection, misrepresentation, and he just wanted me to go along with it.
A guy who has made like Mac made an example there of how he stood up for PewDiePie and for Monkey Jones and people like that. Why do you think all of a sudden he's gone batshit crazy?
I think he never. I don't think he really has the courage of his own convictions. I think this is about gaining power within YouTube, being one of those
Think
protected
about it.
guys.
When's the last time that anybody's ever criticized him? He always criticizes other people. What's the last big drama he's been in for himself?
That's it.
Yeah, well, here's
the only one.
Well,
I wonder why
no, not really.
response was so bad.
When
in
Nick
his
had
video.
like
It's almost like he was
100
never called
subs,
out
when
before.
Nick had 100 subs, he made a very, I would say, kind criticism of him and talked about how great he was. He had a complete fucking fit about it, and it's well documented on this channel. And that was in 2018.
Like, honestly, like, I'm not saying everybody, but a huge majority of people on YouTube, when it comes down to it, like people that you thought were like great content creators and stuff, they're like fucking nuts.
Yeah,
They're mentally
Everybody's
unstable and they
nuts.
have issues.
Yeah, I know. It's completely
I noticed
insane.
that. Yeah, I noticed.
I noticed that. Like, I've noticed that about a lot of people. Like, and entertainment in period. Like, I don't know if it's this kind of forum that attracts that kind of mentality, but like,
yeah. People say I'm crazy, right? I have a stable marriage.
No, you're stably crazy.
I was
Why
nuts
did you
when I was
say
young.
it like that? People say I'm crazy.
Yeah, I'm nuts. But I mean, I act like a nut in the internet, but I don't have the personal problems. I'm not afraid. I don't get depressed. Rarely get depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's constant with them. I don't leave the internet for a time. I don't do anything. I've had bad days like everybody else, but I mean, it's unbelievable. And me and Nick are nuts. Get the fuck
I'm
out of
fucking
here. It's
crazy
you
as anyone
guys.
else, but like, I think I'm the most stable person on this fucking platform, as nuts as my content is. Like, I mean, like, I'm stably nuts. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm in a long-term relationship. I don't have any, drug problems.
Me either.
Depression issues. Like, I don't know, man.
Might be an alcoholic, maybe. If you call a fucking, 12 beers over a fucking 7-day period, an alcoholic,
guilty
then
as
I'm
charged.
it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But.
Yeah.
Dude, I had no idea this was all going on. I don't pay much attention. I'm just all over the fucking place. But I just want to say that Mac guy, that guy had a hell of a content
You
creator.
gotta go check his stuff.
Oh,
out.
Willie is amazing.
Yeah, you know what's fucked? I'm subscribed to. I was like, who is this guy? I'm subscribed to him. I have no idea. I have not seen any of his videos in my sub box. I swear to God, I literally went and said, who is this guy? I checked. I'm like, I'm fucking subscribed to him, but I have never seen one of his videos in my sub box.
He might need better.
I'll tell
He
you,
might
he's
better
the
thumbs.
closest thing to a normal fucking YouTuber.
Oh God, yeah. It's just like talking to these guys.
If that word exists.
I mean, some of these people are painfully shy. I mean, it's amazing they get over on the camera. And I mean, can I do this without naming names? The one thing that really gets me, there is these group of YouTubers, and one of them fell off. He got in trouble, and it turned out that he didn't do what he's accused of. And both of them said nothing about it when it was like prove without a shadow of a doubt that this wasn't like they have no backbone, none. It's really disgusting. The only guys I can really tolerate, and I can still disagree with him is Kavos and look, Willie Mac has worked for me and done work for me before, so he's kind of an SC. He's definitely he's kind of an SFTP member, and but I don't even know any commentators outside my sphere that I even mildly respect anymore, except Colossal's crazy. I'm trying to think of anybody. I'm trying to think of anybody.
That guy's a jackass.
No, Colossal I respect. Look, he could take criticism. I've given it to him plenty of times, and he doesn't fucking pull strings behind the scenes if we get in a little fucking fight. I mean, god damn. I mean, Pyrocynical, I gotta be honest with you, Pyrocynical is more of a comic, and I don't enjoy his stuff like I used to. Leon Lush is great, but I don't know him that well, but he's great. And I think he's, Leon Lush is fine. I trust Leon Lush. And not only that, Leon Lush has proved to me without a shadow of a doubt, when he gets something wrong, he takes responsibility for it. Now, I'm
Leon's
thinking.
a man. Well, but here's the thing, too. Here's the thing, like, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you could just sort of tell who's a fucking weirdo by looking at him.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, we got this fucking Jay Aubrey character screaming and yelling like, all these drama YouTubers trying to make hay of Call Me Carson. And he was like, just a couple weeks ago, he was like, fuck you, Dr. Disrespect, and you're cheating on your wife. like you can't have it both ways, douchebag. I mean, it
Dude,
truly is
Aubrey,
unbelievable.
listen with Aubrey. This is the hot take. He makes good videos. I like watching him. Very well edited. His social media is fucking garbage. And look, I have a toxic social media. That guy has like the popular opinion social media. It literally exists to pander. I can't imagine he's as dumb as he comes off on Twitter. I can't. I'm
He's a
sorry.
fraud.
I don't
Then he's a
believe that's
fraud.
true.
So
I think he's just I think his
he's a
whole
fraud.
Twitter account is dedicated to getting likes and retweets.
Whatever.
It's a social Twitter.
Then how can you trust? How could you trust a commentator like that? You're not getting any opinions. You're just getting what might work for the algorithm, what people might not reject. I respect somebody like you that rarely has a 90% approval rating, and Willie Mac, that I ever respect them. They never
in
take
your
a
lifetime,
chance.
have you ever seen a commentator say something like, "How dare Keemstar interview Onision? He lied in that interview, and Keem didn't immediately call it out. This was a disaster." You're a commentator.
Yeah.
If someone lied in an interview, I've broken down an interview before. Isn't that like what people do? We mainly talk about shit.
Yeah, I know.
Grab the clips, put them next to each other, and publish the video. That's what we fucking do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and what happened when he had an opportunity to interview Onision himself, the big fucking hero? Pushed out.
Oh, he wasn't there that night.
No, he wasn't there that night.
I didn't see him in the chat.
He was doing
I
that. He's
actually had a
playing Warzone,
conversation
like
with Onision.
By the way, thoughts. I don't know how you don't love Warzone. It's so good.
What?
so
it's
good.
okay. It's fine.
That's a really honestly
It's better than
that's
Blackout.
that's my
Yes,
favorite Call
yeah.
of Duty. That's a really good Call of Duty, man. You're crazy. I enjoyed this.
I don't know. I think I'm just getting jaded by this shit. I'm getting too old for this shit.
maybe.
Tommy.
Well, I missed
only-
it when I was in the
only
army.
shit
I missed
like
it when I was in
Modern
the army.
Warfare are the old maps. I hate the new maps.
Yeah.
I can't play the multiplayer. I don't know how. Jesus Christ, Tom, you just 180 the shit out of that.
I want to talk. See, I know you're trying to change your content, but you're my call. You've been my Call of Duty guy for like the past 3 years. So
I'm like 50-50. I do Call of Duty and then I talk about.
I know, but I think I respect your opinion on Call of Duty, which is usually negative.
Yeah, I got
but
the weirdest channel in the
really
world.
like this
I
one.
got who the hell is Call of Duty videos? And next thing you know, I'm shitting an eye doves. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I think about that all the time.
All right, let's say you want to stick around, 8 Thoughts, and take some calls from the fans.
I got nothing to do. What the fuck am I gonna go? We're in lockdown.
Oh yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Spidey,
I'm over too.
Spider-Man, can you work a microphone? No, you can't. Yes, no. Okay, Spidey, go.
She's talking, dumbass.
Okay. I'm ready to blow her up. Go ahead, Spidey.
So one thing I don't understand about most of this is YouTube would realize that this is like it's not the censorship and everything. That's bad for YouTube.
Well, it's a different world. When I was a kid, MTV fought groups like far-right groups and Christian groups. Nowadays, corporations don't fight back and they just like, oh shit, fuck, so-and-so is offended. You would think they would have stood up for Pewds back in 2017, and that really sent us all down the drain. But yeah, you would think they'd stick up for the commentators because that's what's making them the money. But when you really break it down, YouTube's not even breaking even every year, and really this is about power. This is about the size of the megaphone, and not so much about making money and being profitable.
But I mean, no one wants Disney Channel to become Disney Channel. No one wants YouTube to become Disney Channel.
I think you're wrong. I think there are plenty of people that want that. And I think Nerd City's one of them. He's one of the first insiders that want that. I think the Wall Street Journal, the mainstream media, and several people within Google want that. They want it more like television and less of why it got the wild, wild west of the internet. I disagree with you. I think the people that want it like it used to be, or the conservatives, so to speak, like me, that would be conservative, old school, that they're dismissed by this sort of controlled FCC style controlled content, and they have plenty of people in YouTube, old school commentators, non-normies so to speak, that are willing to capitulate. You know what they remind me of? You know what they used to do to Dutch women that fucked Nazi soldiers after the war? They used to shave their fucking heads and march them around Amsterdam. That's what we got to bring that back.
That was a really weird tangent.
Yeah, they're fucking the Nazis. They're fucking the Nazis. Nerd City is fucking Nazis. Take that out of context.
Spidey, relax, deep breaths. We're gonna, Jesus, Tommy, calm it down.
I can say. Well, so far I can say what I want.
Yeah,
so far.
I know, I'm teasing.
All right, Spidey. Anything else?
Okay.
Nick single.
No, other than
How old is
kids are taking over YouTube. That really sucks.
Unfortunate. Well, no, it's not the kids are taking over YouTube, but kids are being used to shut down other people's content. That's what it is. You have kids audience. You can't say that. Can't do that. Oh, I don't want you to platform. I just want you to lose your job.
Man, I thought that was the whole point of YouTube. You know, a platform for anybody, or at least at the beginning, I guess.
Not anymore.
It's corporate tube.
No, corporate tube. But even, I mean, it was the big when YouTube became a threat news-wise to they were never really a threat to mainstream media. Now they are. Now YouTube can produce their own shows. By the way, YouTube produced Cobra Kai. I think it's you. They do it, right? Is that Amazon or is that?
Yeah.
That's YouTube, isn't it? That show is fucking amazingly funny. That show, that Cobra Kai show, is laugh out loud funny. It's like tears in my eyes funny. It's so good, and it's YouTube produced. It's great. It's great stuff. So
hey,
I mean,
Spidey, maybe didn't know this. Oh, sorry, Tom.
That's a threat, but that's a threat to them.
You know what's a threat too? Did you know if you not them? I don't want to get into it. I don't know. I won't say it out loud because I don't know what your VODs are. But the situation that's going on right now. You know, with the you allowed to talk about that on here or no?
I don't know. I take the demonetization here. I count on the fans to fund it. You can say whatever you want, except like the racist N-word.
Yeah. So with the coronavirus, I'm saying like you want to do it but it's about free speech. But you'll have your videos removed now. They send out a message saying that if you talk about it and say deny it or go against the mainstream idea about like, what's happening and the lockdown stuff, that is against YouTube policies now. You can't do it.
You know, I can understand if they were going after people spreading blatant misinformation, but people that are saying, I think the lockdown's going too far. Holy shit! Talk about capitulating to the Nazis. Is it really that far off?
Saying. I had a bunch of videos up about that, and they were taking them down and fucking with them. So I just took them down because it was really weird what was going on in the video. Like it would go demonetized, and then say it was publicly reviewed, monetized, and then it would go back to demonetized, and then it was like at one time when my videos just like disappeared, I didn't get a strike.
It's like if you believe that this lockdown is too strict. It's sort of like you're a Holocaust. They're trying to put you in the same room with a Holocaust denier. Yeah. And they're using the same like danger. That's dangerous speech. I mean, all our liberties are just like gone. And you know what? Our government doesn't seem to be too upset about it, do they? You know?
So it's the Holocaust all over again, except
Well, I wouldn't say that there, sweetheart. Let's stop talking. Have a good day. Have a nice one. I make the Holocaust joke around here. Ghost. I like. Well, go ahead, Pete. Let's go ahead. Ghost 5656. You're on the air. Go.
Oh fuck! What was I going to say?
You froze, mate.
This is colossal crazy.
You won't be on. Captain Price has no faith in you now.
Fuck.
Captain Price.
Sorry.
Listen, mate, you can't freeze when they come after you. You've got to
fucking Scottish, man. What the fuck are you doing, mate?
I love the Scott.
Oh, fuck off with my accent.
Sound like Captain Price.
Fucking cunt,
What's the matter? Calm down. I'm glad you called. Try to work it out.
It was something about the Ray-lej Pons thing,
really.
Ahead. But when I watched Ray-lej Pons' video, like straight after Nerd City was saying all this, there wasn't really a lot of context he was putting into it. It was just a daydream type of crap.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, but he really didn't explain that it was a daydream, did he? He just explained.
I didn't really.
Yeah, you didn't think too much about it. It's a short part of the video,
Isn't it
actually.
weird? He didn't even mention that video was taken down after she got criticism for it.
Aye.
Like, the whole thing is self-policing, and he never mentions the fact that like she took it down because people had a problem with it anyway.
Yeah. And that's probably why he went after it, because she took it down. She never should have took it down. She should have stood by the content and said, these people are overreacting, and it is not what they say it is. This is not about a teacher preying on students. This is about students having a fantasy about a teacher, which is not fucking uncommon.
That's what I was thinking more. So.
Well, he lied.
Yeah,
it's just that simple. He lied. He lied to you. And he lied to people about Jake Paul. As disgusting as Jake Paul is, he lied to them about them. He brought about Copa, or at least he was sympathizing. He was a Copa sympathizer for sure. And there you go. It's this kind of stuff with that kind, and he's trying to gain more influence every day. And he's so petty that a 50K YouTuber, he kicked him out of a chat group. And it's interesting coming from a guy that was always telling me we always got to get along. Well, I don't fucking play that game. You know, I don't want to get along with absolutely everybody because then I have to, I have to keep my mouth shut when people are fucking up, and it ruins my relationship with my audience. That's what they come for. No holds barred. You know, that's really what it is at the end of the fucking day. All right, you good, mate?
Aye.
Yeah, Captain Price has more faith in you now, by the way.
Aye, thanks. First time calling, by the way.
Take care, buddy.
So,
take care.
Bye.
All right, let's put Versts in. Versts, what do you got? We got some more callers in, though, so you're going to stick around. First, Shot from the Point member. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
I'm excited he's keeps on going on with this. If Nerd City's not going to fucking say anything, I'm glad that Willy's wrapping it up and really just hammering it home instead of letting him off, which seems like everyone else is doing. Even the people, like, I can't remember names off the top of my head, but people who kind of like peered over when we were talking about it initially, like, that's kind of true. That's right. And then it just, whatever. I mean, it's Nerd City. He can do what he wants.
Yeah. Yeah,
but Willy doubled down and really made sure that he.
Well, there's no video if he doesn't write that comment. That's where he's lying again, lying, lying about it being hyperbole. You know, I mean, he follows lies with lies, and he probably can't keep track of them all. It really is. There's no more blatant. I mean, Keemstar doesn't lie like this.
No, he's slippery for sure. He'll say whatever he needs to get out of the moment. That's just super hard to keep track of.
I really resent one of the reasons
as long as someone's paying attention to it, like Nick, the shit just doesn't add up after a while.
Well, here's the thing: he's doing a video on J Station. J Station deserves criticism. There's no doubt about it. How much? I mean, I think every statement he makes or any statement in that video needs to be investigated because we don't know if it's going to be true from here on in. Now, you can give him some credit because Klaus is here and he's got a clean record, and I'm absolutely sure that Klaus would straighten anything out that he might make a mistake with, even with somebody like J Station. But the rest of it, you don't know if it's true. You don't know.
It's a question mark.
If I was Klaus, I'd have bailed out.
A lot of things that he's done now is definitely put into question, which I don't know why he's thinking about that. Because if this is, let's take into account, like, let's just say this is like one of his only mistakes that he's made, right? And everything else is like on the up and up.
Yeah.
Why would you want to have everything else tarnished from this when you can just like explain this, take the hit, and then everything else is fine?
Yeah, that's what
you get what I'm saying. Like everything else is brought down to that level, or at least close to it, if he doesn't address it.
Well,
at all.
we know when he was nasty to you almost 2 years ago. You do because I'm making it. Well, you're making it, but his name's on it. Why don't you kick him off of it? Probably can't, but at this stage. But I'd kick him off, clown. I mean, his credibility is shot. He went on that in 2018 when he released that Jake Paul video. He said this guy's violating the law. When Versts right here told him, he's like, well, that's FCC law. It doesn't apply to the internet. He fucking, no, I'm fucking tired of this. I'm out of here. It was totally
Clown
ridiculous.
fucked up my play. I was going to snipe his next upload, and then I found out it was with Clown, and then I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't feel like that a little bit.
I don't want to do that
I couldn't
anymore.
wait to get his next, and then Clown's a part of it. I'm like, fuck, that puts me in a different
like
spot.
now I can't be an asshole.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I'm still going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a disclaimer right now, Clan. It's not about you.
Not about you.
You
got a clean record. But I tell you what, you know, if I was a content creator and they made a video about me, I'd be like, hey, this guy lies about fucking everybody.
Oh, when I said snipe upload, I meant like, oh, Nerd City's going to put out a video today, so he'll be the topic of that everyone's talking about. That would be the perfect time to drop a 40-minute video.
I'd say still do it.
Like,
I am going. I don't care if Nick does it or not. I'm going through that fucking video. Fine-tooth comb.
And then the other thing is, it really sucks that right now it's like you have to take a side and then you have to shit on the other side. We can't like discuss, which that's like been a thing for a few years now. But it really fucks with Willy's content because he makes really good shit.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't pick a team like everyone else, especially when it's super, super like necessary to do it now, he's just fucked.
I know. Third City tried to talk me into that when it came to I Am Alex.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was weird. Can you believe he put Slazo and this is a minor point in his video.
That bothered me so
and
much.
Alex next to each other, and that actually like bothered me.
That really bothered. I felt like that. You know, I felt like is he digging at us?
Well, because this is it. Like everybody, all these big YouTubers need to be on the same team.
And Slazo's saying something
except
sexual.
The guys who came from Vine.
And Slazo was saying something
ones.
sexual. The transition he used, Slazo is talking about tits. It was so bizarre.
like, I'm not gonna say shit like, oh, everybody has to cover things that I cover, but like, if you're gonna sit here and pretend that this alleged children's content, is the worst thing in the world, but put the guy who puts out false rape allegations like a month after, by the way, because he was making this video in like September and October too, like right around that time, you're just gonna throw that guy in here and give him, I don't know. We have our priorities in check.
We got 2 more calls to go. We're gonna take Dirty Daddy and Soleil from Italia and say buonanotte and call it a day. All right, Dirty Danny, out of here.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Danny?
You tell me. What's up?
I don't know, man. You know, I've never been the biggest Nerd City viewer. I would, catch 1 or 2 videos, but he always kind of seemed to rub me the wrong way. And I know this is kind of like,
you're the first
this is
guy.
like one thing that he's done, right? But I don't know. I mean, you know, when you make the comparison, like, he wants to be like one of these guys that has YouTube a certain way, right? Kind of like a Disney thing. I mean, I think it's really comparable. Like, look at H3H3. He kind of drunk the Kool-Aid now, and it seems like every week he digs himself a deeper hole.
Yeah.
God, my last conversation with him was like, do you listen to just Medicare and Ralph, or do you watch YouTubers like H3H3? I go, H3H3 used to be someone that everyone liked. Now they don't.
Yeah.
You could learn something from him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. It's like every week he either says something fucking stupid, or I mean, he just keeps digging himself deeper.
It's easy.
It's interesting. Could he become the next this?
The pedestal has, it's on a stand, and it's easy to kick a pedestal out from under somebody, even if they're sincere. By the way.
Yeah.
So it's always a risk when you grandstand. I know when I've grandstanded, and I have. I'm really fucking careful about it, because I don't want somebody kicking it out from under from me, out from under me.
Yeah.
Anything else, bud?
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, one last thing. I forget who made the point, but he's like, this could just be a one-time thing. The way it sounds like he reacted to it, it doesn't seem like he's the type of person where that could be a one-time thing. You don't react to something like that. It seems like this.
Well, it's a 2-time thing that we know of. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's a 2-time thing that we know of, and it all broke here. And
Everybody gave him a fucking pass on that stupid Jake Paul video that pissed me off that time, and it's just, I'm sorry. I know, now that we're watching how he's willing to take people out of context, is it really that far of a cry?
He's willing to take people out of chat groups.
That was...
Yeah.
Is my criticism from back then really that far out at this point? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, at this point, no, not at all.
I get why people didn't agree with me, because again, like I took a shot in the dark, but I had a feeling and I ran with it, and then I think I landed on it.
I've got a fucking
man.
Yeah. All right, bud. Thanks for the call, Dirty Danny. Peace.
All right,
I want to talk about Simp. The iDubbbz a Simp, and H3H3 is fucking pump up, man.
All right, let me take Soleil.
Oh my god, that video is awful, dude.
Soleil,
what the fuck?
if I put you in with a like, would you go out with me if I put you in with Colossal is Crazy? The YouTuber?
Oh my God. The quality is going to be shit because I'm like.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
He's in Thailand right now.
Let's take Soleil before you go. Before you go, Clown. Let's take Soleil first. And Soleil, what do you have for us? And then we'll go to Colossal's Crazy right after that. No more calls.
I just was going to respond to what Nick said. If you want to make a video,
go for it.
No, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Clown.
Criticizing my shit or whatever. Like, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
He can do it.
No.
I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in like my research. So
yeah, but it's not about
it's
you.
Fine.
It's not about you.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna make the nerd video, hold it, and then drop it that day.
I mean, yeah, do that. Do that if you want to do it. It doesn't make any difference to me if you do that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not about it's not about you. It's about him. Let's
I know.
be 100% clear. And I.
But if he feels like, I'm going to be fucked over by this because I'm associated with Nerd City, we're working this video together or whatever.
That would be guilt by association. We don't do that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind if you make a critical video of Nerd City the same day as I upload mine.
You won't kick me out of chat group. You won't kick me out of chat group.
I want to see your DMs after you say that.
I want to see.
You want to see my DMs?
No, I want to see.
Why would you want to see my DMs?
You say that.
Why?
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna bitch about it. You just saying that alone, I'm sure he's gonna whine.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Look, he doesn't care. A lot of people. I've been with him for the last 2.5 months. He doesn't give a shit to the level that you consider him giving a shit.
Well, then why does he
Like,
write
he just-
Bobax and Augie and our fans privately?
I can't.
Why does he what? Sorry.
Why does he write
Why does he
Bobax and
what?
Augie and our fans privately?
Before I was staying with him, I take it, yeah.
Okay, he gave a shit then, but he doesn't give a shit now.
Where he was DMing them. Well, he doesn't give a shit. Obviously, he gives a shit. It's a critical video made on him.
Yeah.
But to the extent that you guys are assuming, like, no, he doesn't.
I don't know. I can't measure that. All I know is he kicked out fucking Willie Mac out of the chat room.
You just have to take my word for it. He's not fucking affected by it. He's just not.
Did you ask him about the chat today? Did you
Is he so
sleeping at the
unaffected?
moment, bro. As soon as he wakes up, I will ask him what I think happened. I asked the chat already.
Yeah.
He blocked Willie Mac, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is when you block, you kick them from the chat.
No. He didn't
So-
block Willie Mac. He soft blocked him. Willie can still see his tweets.
Well, whether he blocked him or unblocked him, I don't know.
No, he
I have to
literally
ask him when he
blocked him
gets
and
up.
unblocked
You
him.
just flip
so,
it.
like,
You flip
kick
it back
him
and
out.
forth. You turn it on and off.
Yeah,
real quick.
that's how you kick somebody out of the chat.
Yeah, that's how.
I'll ask him when he gets up. But he certainly didn't fucking call YouTube headquarters and get Willie Mac's video, diminished.
Well,
in
I tell
views
you
or
something.
how they
I think he's
do it.
capable of it with his contacts. I think he's absolutely capable of it. I mean, look at
Well,
it this
it's
way.
like impossible. I've been with him like the whole day, so there's no
I-
way he could have fucking done it.
I'm interested to know how he got his video on age restricted. That's like insane. How did he do that?
I have no idea. But what are you saying? He did that. He didn't fucking do it.
They unage restricted after they already turned him down.
Wait, he didn't get his video on age restricted?
Did he?
Because last I checked, he contacted YouTube. They
Oh, I
told
see.
him
Oh, I
why
see.
it wasn't
Nerd
coming
City's
down.
own video, not Willie Mac's. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, Nerd got his video on age
Yeah, yeah,
restricted.
yeah.
I didn't even notice. That was weird.
Well, you just contact you with
Yeah,
the
he
information.
did. He did, and
They
then,
rejected
like,
it.
that day, and they said they'd get back to him on Monday. They told him it's not gonna get age restricted because of Cynic Snacks. I guess he got a second review.
Well, all you do is you contact someone else until you get it. You're really going to hold him accountable for getting a video that's perfectly fine.
Accountable. I didn't do the same thing. The problem is he has contacts.
What's the problem? What's the problem there? I don't understand.
The problem is he has contacts, and I think he's capable. If he's willing to
Yeah,
do
so
something back
hi.
here,
I'm not
and-
making that argument. I'm not
It doesn't
making that
mean anything.
Yeah.
Loads
No,
of
I
people
can't-
have a YouTube rep
I
and
can't
things.
prove it. I just think he's that big a low life to do something like that. And no, it's age restricted.
Well, I'm literally telling you it's impossible because I was with him the entire day.
No. My point is, it's a platform like YouTube that's privately owned, and he's making arguments that people like Lele Pons have an advantage, which again, she probably does. But I highly
That's
doubt
true.
anybody with 10,000 subs would be able to get their video unage restricted after YouTube did a manual review and confirmed it was age restricted. So I mean, I think he has access to a lot of the same tools she does, and we don't.
Yeah,
have
a lot
access
of
to those tools.
YouTubers do. Once you hit like 100,000 subscribers or something like that, at least this was the case before, you are actually assigned or asked if you want a YouTube rep.
Yeah,
like if you hit 100,000 subscribers, you'll get that fucking email.
Wouldn't it be unfortunate?
I don't know about
that's
now,
pow-
but
and
certainly
you know what?
before, you got that contact.
That's power. That's power.
So you
Wouldn't
can
it be
actually hit up
unfortunate-
YouTube directly,
Wouldn't it be
someone on
unfortunate-
YouTube,
wouldn't
and
it
just
be
contact them.
unfortunate when
Also, there's
somebody-
a thing on your app where you can literally speak to a supervisor at
Wouldn't
YouTube.
it be
So you can do it that way if you want, and
unfortunate
literally
if
anybody can do
somebody
that.
with his kind of willingness to lie and distort had that kind of
hold on,
power?
hold on. Wait, don't go that far. There's a YouTuber right now named Susie Liu who's come out and said that she's been out like using her her manager to get videos taken down. Like she'll flag a video and she'll bring it to her manager and then.
I've seen it. Yes.
All right, so I'm just saying it is possible to have something happen. I'm not saying what Tommy's saying is 100% true.
I don't know that it's true. I think he's
agree,
capable of it.
It's possible for sure.
Yeah.
The
good.
debate
That's all I
is not
want.
whether it's possible or not. It's just that it's impossible that Nerd City did it today. Impossible. Because I was with him the whole day.
Every second when he went to the fucking take a dump, everything.
Oh well, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he went into
Come
the
on.
bathroom
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
he spoke to
You
YouTube
can't
while
be
taking a shit.
exactly. He can't. Don't take it literally. Don't take it literally.
He
The fact
phones up
is,
fucking
no,
Susan
you're not letting me
Wojcicki
talk.
while taking a turn?
You're not letting me
impossible.
talk. You are fucking protecting him. That's my point. My point is you can't be with him every second of every day.
Oh, well, I'm not going to hold his dick while he takes a
I
piss.
hope not.
No.
I hope not.
Hey, can we just talk
Fuck
about
me.
Clown.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about things? Please talk about how Keemstar blocked me from being on Baited. Can we just talk about that?
He blocked you up from being on Baited?
Remember you said on the podcast, the Baited podcast.
Good. I'm glad he did.
All right. We asked to have you on, and he was, I do remember that. By the way, he said the same thing to Mr. Beast when he wasn't as popular as he is today.
Oh, really?
So that might have something to do with it. Keemstar denied that shit, but then we had Mr. Beast on Mum's Basement the other day, last week.
I beat.
Of course, because now he's like super fucking popular and shit.
Yeah, I beat out Mr. Beast. I beat out
You're gonna be a
Eight
millionaire.
Thoughts.
I hope so. I better pick up my content. Any tips? Any tips?
Stop posting COD.
All right.
You better start counting to 1 million. Start fucking counting to 1 million right now, 8 Thoughts, if you want to be on Mum's Basement. You better start. Start right this fucking second.
Hey guys, everybody come over to my Twitch channel, my YouTube channel, 8 Thoughts. We'll
cover you. We'll take turns.
I'm going to take a call from Soleil right now. Soleil.
Hey, who said stop posting COD?
Soleil, you wanted to ask a question? You're on the air right now? Go ahead. And then I'm going to end this.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, sweetheart.
Okay. No, actually, I was just thinking about how weird of a bubble YouTube is for creating content. Because the way it used to be was that, you try something like writing or singing or screenwriting or whatever it is. You're good at it. Then more people, follow you or tell you you're good. And then there is an arc. You start doing things to get more people to tell you you're good, and usually your shit becomes worse.
I suppose.
So the people that are really good at it notice it and change up, and you see this arc, with PewDiePie, with Logan Paul, with all these people that kind of had a downfall and then went back up.
Well, I mean, YouTube's like anybody else. It is a bit of a boys' club, and you kind of got to know somebody to break in, at least to make money. But it's becoming more and more of a it's becoming more of an inner circle like Hollywood is. You got to know somebody to make it Hollywood.
But my question, because I'm not really familiar with Nerd City and all these people, but I'm wondering if this applies to commentator as well.
Yeah.
They start doing this, then they kind of pander to the public, so they get worse and they
they run out. It's normal. They run out of ideas like any other group of people. I would think it's pretty normal. I think you guys would agree with that.
Yeah. So
there's like 1,000,001 fucking ways to grow your channel, but like 99% of them are pretty fucking shady and unnatural ways to grow your channel. You can suck someone off. You can do the exact opposite of sucking someone off, and you can bite someone. Instead of sucking their cock, you're biting their dick.
Oh, I like it.
And you can get attention that way. You could do what I'm Alex has done, and it's basically to make a critical video in a community. Basically, he hasn't got any subscribers from, which is the beauty community, for example. So he made a video on James Charles or whoever in the beauty community, and it was critical. It brought in the attention, but then it was also not critical and kind of praising. And then, of course, he makes the next one, which is kind of sort of complimentary to this beauty YouTuber. And so he gathers and garners in the beauty community subscribers, and there's a really kind of shady way of doing that. So there's like 1,000,001 ways, and most of them, you don't have to be that intelligent or creative to come up with these particular methods. You just have to be kind of fucking snaky to do them. But they're literally, my break on YouTube
was
Pyrocynical used a clip from mine in one of his videos. So it wasn't a direct collaboration. It was just, here's a guy with an insane, I'm talking about the same similar person, so here's a clip that I used from this guy's video, and I got like 10, 15,000 subscribers from that shit. Wow. So there's thousands of ways you can do it.
No, but my question was actually about that. Do you think it's always malice when these guys fuck up, or do you think it's kind of part of the normal arc?
Some people are just really dumb. Some people can be just really dumb. I think that's like the case of that girl Susie Lou I was talking
when someone
about. I
gets
think she's an idiot.
Do that that for views, and sometimes someone is doing that just because they want to criticize that. It's a case by case basis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like not every mistake on a website.
I don't know anybody that hasn't made a mistake of some kind. I mean, some are just bigger than others and more memorable than others. You know, everybody's misspoke. I mean, you're going to be on the air or making videos. You're going to make a mistake. It's just a law of averages.
Yeah, but the stakes are higher here, right?
Yeah, in
It's
some
much
sense.
harder for artists. I mean, artists, for the cases of people with actual talent, it's harder for them to, fail at such a big manner.
I wouldn't say it's harder for them. If you're naturally talented, it'd be easier. But talent is not indicative of success in any entertainment field, and I know that from playing guitar. I met guys that were better guitar players than any top 10 rock band at the time, and they had no way of breaking in, even though they were more talented. So I think YouTube's much the same way. Listen, I gotta get going. I gotta say goodbye to these guys. My wife's giving me some looks. I gotta go. Thank you for calling, Zalay. I do appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao. All right. I think we're done. I said everything I gotta say. And let me state this too. There is no proof that Nerd City did anything shady to Willie Mac. But I do think he's capable of it.
It's impossible. It's fucking impossible.
If he did it
I'm
today,
just saying,
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
I
You said
staked
before it's
everything on
possible.
it that he
You said
didn't
10 minutes
fucking
ago
do
it
it.
was possible. You said
Take
10
my
minutes ago it
word
was
for it.
possible. It's always possible. And it's
He would never take such a risk ever.
Him?
Because that is a huge risk.
This guy was talking to fucking Augie and telling him how much he cared about his fucking show and all that horse shit. He did the same thing for me for the last 2 years. He's
I don't
capable
think
of
he
anything.
did that, but I would like to see. I would wonder what's in his flag history. That's something that I think is more.
Yeah, I don't think he's not stupid enough to do
I
that.
don't think he went to YouTube to do anything.
Even if I and he showed the flag history, will you even take my word for it?
No, he'd have to
when
put it
I
up.
tell you there's not.
No, because I think he'd try to fool you.
Yeah.
No, he'd have to put it out.
So
there.
you think I'll lie? I will
Do
lie.
you think he's gonna produce a fucking?
No, I don't think
Photoshop
you'll. I don't think you'll lie. I think he'd try to
No,
fool you.
I'm 99% sure I would agree with Colossus. Like if he said it.
If he shows me live his flag
Why
history.
not show the public? What's the difference between showing you the public? I'd be suspicious off the bat that you've been fooled.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a
Or you can show the public.
I don't even want to. Honestly, I don't think the flag history is all that important. He has shown, without a doubt, in public, what he's about. He doesn't have to show his flag history. He doesn't have to fucking prove my suspicion or not prove my suspicion. The guy's a snake on the surface. We've seen it. He's done it, demonstrated on the show, and what we've more than demonstrated is he lied about that girl's content. And I don't care how rich she is. That's wrong. And that's where I'll leave it. Okay, we'll call it a day. See everybody.
Subscribe to WillyMacShow.
Subscribe to WillyMacShow. Get him some goddamn views.
I'm gonna stop uploading Call of Duty.
I'm out of here. See ya Thursday, and then we're done for the week.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town, the king's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated, the evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me read them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headlock.
There's a headlock.
Hold on a second. Donations that weren't read today will be read Thursday. We'll get them all.
Subscribe to Fossil Crazy. Uploads daily content.